Yeah, I welcome you all for this AWS Solutions Architecture Training Program. Let me just recap the things which we have spoken yesterday. So yesterday we visited one of the important service in compute domain, that is in EC2 itself. We understood about the importance of auto scaling and the advantage of auto scaling also. And of course, we did a lab of auto scaling. So this automatic scaling is also called as auto scaling. So which will enhance your or multiply your infrastructure, whatever you have defined in the configuration. So yesterday I have mentioned about three steps in order to get into this auto scaling. Okay. So the first step, when we are started doing this, we created a template, auto scaling template. That is exactly of how the system configuration is needed in order to deploy for auto scaling. So we have deployed about like as a test procedure. We used T2 micro, and then the AMI also we have selected. See, the template is very important. The template is very important. Okay, for your this is the first step, in fact. So once you had your template, like all the how we create the instance, same questions will be asked. What is your key? What is your VPC? But here you need to configure at least minimum of two subnets or two availability zones. Subnets or availability zones refers to same. Okay, so once you configure your template, configure your template, you can have any type of templates. Templates are not chargeable. Okay, so then you can use a launch configuration. That is the most important second step. So in the launch configuration, we define the template, and later on we also define some other additional things like your the if you do you have a load balancer or not. So here we don't have any load balancer, but we need to define the policy, that is the target tracking policy. How you want to define your instances to come across. So we use the CPU metrics. CPU metrics, that is, metrics means anything which is measurable. So we learned about the CPU metrics, and then yeah, we defined that above 40% yesterday in our case, but in our normal cases we use 80% or something like that. So 40% average CPU utilization of 40% or more, then trigger another instance. That is how we define minimum, maximum, and also desired. We understood about all those things. And once we have completed defining all these things, yes, it is ready for us to launch the launch configuration. So once you start launch the configuration, whatever is the desired value, if you have configured your minimum as 2, then the desire will go to 2, and then automatically you can see that 2 systems will be. But here yesterday we did for 1. And then the third step is that how to log on and then create some load. So normally the load is created by the users, but yesterday we have created our own load. Okay, so we have created our own load, and then we just triggered load using this dd if equal to off equal to. That is only for test command. So that is the reason why I always say that please learn Linux essentials. That will be highly advantageous for all of you. Okay, so once that load is triggered, you can see after a period of time, when we also learned about the monitoring tab to see that the CPU measurable, what is the current CPU load. Okay, so we saw that, see, once it is crossed anytime beyond 40%, because that is the load which we have triggered. So you can see that one instance is launched. One instance, another instance is launched. If you leave like that, if the load is still high, then you can see the third one also. This is called as auto scaling. So this is a very important feature in your EC2 domain. And later we also did what is that knowledge check number 5, that is for RDS. Okay, we did that exercise. See, the very idea of doing all these knowledge checks, this is like your exam preparation. So the type of questions or the quality questions which you see over there, more or less exactly you will see like that. Exactly, more or less the questions are in the exam. Similarities will be very high, not exactly the same question, but similarities will be very high. So this is all about what you can say is yesterday's topic on auto scaling. We need to continue from auto scaling topic 2 towards today's topic, that is load balancer. Yeah. If there are any questions from any of you, yes, you can ask me. And also the recordings also are shared in YouTube. You can think I have already shared the link in the group. You can also see all those things. It's day 10. Yesterday was the day 10 and today is day 11. Yes, please. If there are any quick questions, you can always ask me. Otherwise, we will go ahead with today's topic, that is load balancer. But please do respond now.
I think good. I'm good, sir.
Sorry, Shashank?
I'm good. Nothing from my side.
Okay, Shashank is good. Okay, others also please do respond, so that if there are any quick questions also you can ask me. Please go through.
No questions.
No questions, Vamshi? Yes?
Nothing for now.
Okay, Jiva, no questions. I think I should welcome Chandan today. He was also one of the earlier, what we call as, he did AWS restart program under my guidance. He is already a cloud practitioner along with Rubina. Okay, both of them have cleared this cloud practitioner. They are getting through this solutions architecture. Yes, Chandan.
Hello, sir. Hello. Thank you, sir. Thank you for.
Yeah. Yeah, you can keep mute. Yes, please. Any other members? Just can you kindly acknowledge whether you have understood everything and did you do the exercise?
Questions,
Yes, Satvika, no questions. Okay. Sharmila, no questions.
Yeah, no questions.
Sai from no questions.
No questions from my side. I have gone through the recording, sir, as I was absent yesterday.
Okay.
Lab
Yeah,
exercise.
good. But please do practice along with that. So yeah, I just want to say that parallelly, please start your sessions. Okay, we are going to start now itself. So about the load balancer. So I'll just share my screen. So just open your FreeTire account or your Sandbox, anything which is applicable, just to start your this thing. So here I am in the Sandbox environment. I can just see this AWS. I click this AWS, I get this environment. So I just started already. So before the class, otherwise we are waiting for the lab to start. Before the class itself, just start your labs and everything. If you are using FreeTire, well and good. If you are not, if you are using Sandbox, both of them are equivalently good. So Sandbox is available till the course ends. Maybe after that, a month's time more, you can access the Sandbox. Okay. So after that, you may not be able to access this one. I think I didn't start the lab. Okay, everyone start the lab. So meanwhile, I'll also explore the presentation. So yesterday we have gone through this, what is this load balancer, auto scaling. Today, let us focus on this load balancer. Yeah, anyone, any quick questions? Yes, Naveen. If you have no questions, just keep in mute. Okay. This is my lab ready. I just click this particular one, AWS. So before I start my PPT, my suggestion is that what you can do, you can create a Linux server, okay, based on the instructions which I give it to you, a Linux server. I wanted two Linux servers I want now before I start explaining. So I just go to the EC2 dashboard. You see here, there are no instances running. Whether it is FreeTire or your this thing. So today we are going to do an exercise on load balancer. Of course, I wish to tell you what load balancer and type of load balancers also. So just go to the Sandbox environment or FreeTire environment and create an instance. So what do you do here in the instances running? There are no instances running. I just launch an instance. Okay. I just launch an instance. And also I wish to tell you one more thing. So just select this Amazon AMI, that is enough for me, that is Amazon enough. So choose your AMI, should be in your free tar, that is T2 micro. In Sandbox you can have any T2 or any T3. So don't forward, I have something to tell you. See, I'm posting something. Can one of you post it in WhatsApp group? This is script which is needed. I'm posting the script. I don't know why it is very slow today. I'm posting a sample script. I'll explain everything. So can one of you take this script and post it in WhatsApp group? Yes, select this T2 micro, select this T2 micro and go to configure instance. Here, don't push forward. I want to tell you something. Scroll down. You see, this is number of instances. We can leave it 1. Network, leave it. When I speak about networking, I'll speak about this particular one. I mean network and subnets and etc. And security also I'll teach everything later. Everything later. Scroll down to the bottom. All the options we need to learn, but slowly. At the bottom, you see this one. This is called as advanced details. Here you can paste the script. What is this script? Very simple to understand. I don't know, it's not loading here. For me, WhatsApp, someone can place it in the WhatsApp group. Yeah, Vamshi has posted already. Just take that and paste it here. What does this mean? This is exactly the script. Once the system is ready, again I repeat, once the system is ready, all these things will be run automatically. You need not do anything manually. Okay. Sudo yum update -y. We do it everything manually, especially the website and all those things. Sudo yum install httpd-y. Sudo system ctl start httpd.service. Sudo system ctl enable httpd.service. Echo, I have given a script like which is needed index.html in var www.html hello world server 1. Okay, just edit to server 1 if it is server 1. I hope everyone understood what I'm saying. So all these things will be done automatically. You need not log in also. That is the beauty of this script, post installation script. Once the server is ready, all these things will be done. All these things will be done. Yum update. If you want anything else for your requirement also, you can write it accordingly. And just say add storage. Once that is done, add storage. So it's already posted in your WhatsApp. Okay. So leave this www as it is, leave this 8 GB as it is, no need to say. Tags, if you want you can add a tag. I can say name, I'll say load balancer. Write it load balancer, I'm trying to do this load balancer. Configure your security group, enable your what we call as HTTP and say anywhere, that is important for me. So just say anywhere, both should be anywhere, no custom, SSH and HTTP. Port number 22 and port number 80 should be enabled. Just say review and launch. And say launch. This is a review. So this is Amazon Linux, T2 Micro. Okay, launch. Use if you are using Sandbox, walk key will be there. Otherwise, you can use your own key. Launch instances. Launch instances. The server should be already any moment. You can see the load balancer. This system is getting through one and this one. It should come. I want one more system similar to that. I want one more system. One I have done. Maybe you can say I should have given like this load balancer -1. -1. The second one also same procedure. Just say, okay, T2 micro, everything same, but only one thing which I want to make it change. Just scroll down. You are pasting the same script, right? Instead of earlier server 1, make it server 2. The earlier one is server 1, the second one is server 2. That's all. That is the only change. If anyone is having a question, please do not hesitate to stop me. Add storage, add tags, add a tag, say name, and say load balancer 2. Load balancer 2. Configure security group. Exactly same. Add HTTP anywhere. This one also anywhere. Just say review and launch. And launch. Okay. View instances. You should see 2 instances getting ready. Yeah, let me know once ready. I'll wait. If you already launched the system, just let me know.
Yes, sir, done, sir.
Oh, Satvika done. Yeah. So if you have done, see, this is how the load balancer we are going to do. So once, I think after 3 or 4 minutes, you should see the status check as 2x2 health check passed. So just click this load balancer 1, click your public IP and see whether you are able to see your website or not. If you are able to do, perfect. What you have done is perfect. If you are not done well, or if you did some mistake, you will not see this. Similarly, for the second one also, just copy the public IP. This is my public IP, and see that you are able to, yeah, I can see this one. Server 1, I'm seeing server 1, Hello World server 1, in Hello World server 2. If you are done, fantastic. The first part is almost done. Just let me know once done. Verify whether these 2 servers are running, websites are running. Sometimes the initialization takes a little bit more time, but still you can start verifying with the public IP.
Yes, sir, done.
Okay, Satvika verified, Naveen done. Okay. This is a very, very, very important exercise, I tell you. You will really appreciate once the load balancer starts working.
Me, the second one is showing as a running, but it didn't. Okay, it's
Sorry?
initializing. Okay, it's initializing. That's what it's not loading.
Sorry. I didn't
Yeah.
get you, Shank.
No problem. Sir. Both are coming now.
Okay. It should be showing you server 1, the first one. It should be showing you server 2, the second one. If it is
Yes.
same showing, then it won't, we will not really appreciate.
Yes, both are different. Server 1 and server 2.
Yeah, both one should be different. It should identify that this is server 1 and this is server 2. Yeah. Others also, please report. Practice should be more. Practice should be more.
Sir, why we have given server name as a load balancer?
Anything
load
you can give.
balancer is a
Only
different.
see, tagging is only naming. That's all. Nothing else.
Yeah, but we can
You can
confuse
give.
by
You can give
server
whatever you
giving load
want.
balancer.
You can give whatever you want.
It's a software, no? Load
It's
balancer is
only
a software or
tag.
hardware.
See, when you go to the airport, you have a luggage, right? On that you keep a tag. Why do you keep a tag?
Identification.
Only identification. Here also same. Physical identification. Nothing to technology. Tagging is only a physical identification.
But actual load balancer is software or hardware.
I have not taught you load balancer till now.
I am asking just to.
Wait. You will appreciate. Let us streamline.
Yeah.
I appreciate your, next level, but let us follow in a streamline.
The second one, sir, is still showing initializing.
It's okay. It will come. 4 minutes it will take, right? But see that website is coming or not. That's
Yeah,
enough.
website is coming.
Even for me
Website is
also it is showing initializing only, but after a few time it will come back saying that 2 by 2. Yeah, it is passed.
Yes.
You should see the perfect test is you should see, your when you give your IP address, it should work. That's all.
Yeah.
That is the only expectation from me.
Yeah, both are working fine.
Yeah, then that's fine. Done, everyone?
Yeah, sir.
0908. Okay. Now please listen, everyone. There is something which we need to understand. So this is the presentation. What is load balancer? So earlier we saw about whenever we create, what we call as auto scaling, you are basically increasing the number of systems. But it does not share the load. The systems will not share the load. There should be someone who should share the load. Okay, right? Should tell, okay, this is for you, this is for you, this is for you, like that. So how do we do that? We have a load balancer. This is the symbol. You see this one? It is a reverse proxy. What is the meaning of reverse proxy? The data from the customer, from the other side, from the customer side, whatever it is coming, this load balancer, what it does, it redirects to the system. Okay, whichever system is free, to that system it goes. Whichever system you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe in auto scaling you might have 3 systems, 4 systems, 10 systems. If you use a load balancer, it will use all the systems, and the application is shared across almost all the applications, all the CPUs, all the systems which are there. So load balancer are used to increase the capacity and reliability of applications. Naturally, then there will be no hanging of application. So let us understand. So what is a load balancer? Here users are there. In auto scaling, you saw all the three systems, all the three many systems. But how will it go? Only the primary system only. You have number of systems. There should be someone who should basically tell, okay, to the auto scaling group or even to the instances which are there that this load from the user should go to system A, this load should go to system B, this should go to system C, like that. So that is how the load is shared. So now you see this one in load balancer, what happens? Multiple instances, the load balancer is kept and equally it is distributed across. That is how the load balancer is function. And also please remember, load balancer will only send the load to the instances whose health check is passed. If the health check is not passed, load balancer will never send the traffic to that particular instance. I hope this is clear. Once again, I repeat, load balancer and the instance, how it is basically mapped with the help of health check. There will be an internal health check which will be done. Load balancer every few seconds, 5 seconds or 10 seconds, it is there. We can configure accordingly, and then it will be say if the instance is available, then only the load balancer takes the traffic from the users and sends it to the instance for further processing. Please remember. Please remember, if by chance, if out of 4 instances, 1 instance is not working, load balancer will never send the traffic to that particular instance. Once it is active and it is communicable to the load balancer, and then only the traffic is sent across. So this is a most important thing, especially when you need to understand about load balancer. And now let us learn about the type of load balancers. The type of load balancer. Most possibly, whenever you are working for websites or web communication or e-commerce websites, we use a type of load balancer which is called as application load balancer. Application load balancer, or the olden one which is called as classic load balancer. It is totally now closed. The classic load balancer is now no more. If you hear anyone talking about classic load balancer, it is nothing but application load balancer. So in application load balancer, you can see that HTTP and HTTPS, that is secure web things, will be configured here. The other type of load balancer, you can see this one, network load balancer and gateway load balancers are also there. We'll understand about this one. Network load balancers are mostly done across the network, like VPC. We will learn about that, virtual private cloud. So you can have 2 load balancers, so that at the VPC end, if there is load is too high, you can configure another router so that the router moves the traffic equally across the load balancer, that is network load balancer, to the your virtual private cloud. And there is another one which is also a networking component, which is called as a gateway load balancer. This is also a networking component itself. When you want to deploy, especially like many appliances which are there, many devices which are there, you select the gateway, like your internet gateway or your private gateway or something like that. If the traffic is going through the gateways is the exit points. Sometimes what happens is that too much traffic flows through the gateway. You can have one more instances defined up to that. But anyway, network load balancer and gateway load balancer is not part of our solutions architect. It is mainly meant for networking, advanced networking. So what we are going to learn in our today's lab is application load balancer. So especially what we are going to do is for the HTTP traffic. Okay. So the other type, which again I mentioned, is that classic load balancer. That is the old name. Today we are not using this classic load balancer at all. That is the olden name. If you hear that classic, it is nothing but application load balancer only. Okay, so now let us get ready with hands-on. So we get the traffic from the users through the load balancer to server 1 and server 2. So we already have a server 1, we already have a server 2 manually created. Server 1 has a website, server 2 has a website. So we are not doing auto scaling now, but in real time we do through the auto scaling. We just want to see that how the load balancer functions across. Okay, so I hope everyone is ready. Let us go through this particular one. Since we have 2 systems ready, manually created. Earlier, yesterday's class, we have 2 systems, 3 systems across, but it is created through the auto scaling. So here manually, we add it manually. There we define the load balancer, nothing more. And here both the websites are little bit different. That is server 1 and server 2, which are there. So now everyone ready for the load balancer? So we have two systems here. The name tag which is given as load balancer 1, the name tag given as load balancer 2. Right. If you are ready, yeah, go to the navigation pane of EC2, scroll down. So last before 1 is your load balancing. Okay. So what I do, just click this load balancer. Click this load balancer. So very, very important. So the first step is that we need to create the load balancer. Ready, everyone? So is there anyone else who is not yet ready or who wants me to stop?
Ready, sir.
Okay.
Ready, sir.
Hope everyone ready. Yeah. So now what you do, create a load balancer, a blue color button at the top. So here you see this one type of load balancers. As I mentioned, application load balancer, network load balancer, gateway load balancer. So we are going to choose this application load balancer. At the bottom, you can also see this one classic load balancer, which is previous generation, and this is going to get outdated by August 15th of 2022. You will no more see after August 15th. See, this is the old one. Classic load balancer, which is totally outdated, where we use for HTTP, HTTPS. Same thing here also. So now I select this HTTP, HTTPS as application load balancer.
Sir, what is there between that application load balancers, Lambda and instance? Between the Lambda and instance, what is that?
Where is that Lambda?
Is application load balancers.
Yeah.
Yeah, first is Lambda.
HTTPS, any type of applications. Lambda, I'll tell about Lambda later, not now. Lambda is only just a
After
serverless
Lambda,
application.
what is that? I asking.
See, these are all some technical components. Like this is maybe I can say something related to networking component, something like that. Some bulletins he has given. Okay, don't think that this Lambda and that Lambda is same. Okay, it can refer to something. It can be serverless instructions or CPU based instructions or any networking based instructions or anything like that. Not completely defined here, right? So just think about, in our case, it is HTTP or HTTPS based requests, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So just say create, including this microservices. Microservices are nothing but your Lambda and containers, okay, and application architectures. Just say create for your application load balancer. So here, please remember the steps. So here in our elastic load balancer, I have chosen this. What is this? I mean application load balancer. So we also call this as ALB. So ALB, network NLB or GLB, okay, ELB we call as elastic load balancer. So the first step, what we have chosen here, load balancer name. So I can give my load balancer name as Anand LB or ELB. Anand ELB. You can give whatever name you want, So is it internet facing? Absolutely. Now, if it is within the VPC, then it is internal. Otherwise, it is internet facing. All right. Is it IPv4 or IPv4 and IPv6? So here I am using only IPv4. You see this one, both of them are in IPv4 only. So I use this one IPv4. If you have IPv6, then you can use this dual stack. Otherwise, no. Again, I repeat, you see this one, this all. And now in your VPC, you have only one option, that is your default VPC. You have only one option. And in mappings, just select all. So just select all. If you know that your instances are in so and so 1A or 1B or something like that, then you can select. Otherwise, we select normally all. But if you have your own VPC, then you have to select your own subnets. So here, minimum 2 you should have. Okay. So here also I'm selecting all. Whatever is the subnets which are there. And I told you North Virginia is the largest data center across Amazon infrastructure. So it has 6 availability zones, 6 disaster centers basically, like you can say 6 availability zones, right? So once again I repeat, from the top, load balancer name, just provide your name, maybe internet facing, IPv4, default VPC, and all your A2, 1 to 1C, 1F you have given. And a security group, if you want, you can use default, Otherwise, you can say create your own security group, no problem. So I'm leaving it default. Maybe otherwise I can say create your own security group. You can map it across. But I don't want to map now. I want to use the default one. Only it uses port number 80. Nothing more. Nothing more. We will learn about that. So if you want to create, still you can create a security group. Now the most important thing.
Sir, what subnet we have choose the load balancer will distribute its traffic to those subnet.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. So if you know your instances belongs to so and so group, then it is okay. Otherwise, in auto scaling, whatever you have selected, you have to select the same here. Okay. So yes, scroll down, and now the most important thing, listener. So how basically this routing should happen? Basically, as I mentioned here, where is that? You see this one, not this one, the previous slide. You see this one. This is a load balancer. Yeah, this is your load balancer. It should listen from the internet traffic and it should redirect accordingly. So this is called as routing. This is called as routing. To send it to server 1 or server 2 or server 3, etc. This is called as routing. That it should be intelligent enough to understand, oh, this is okay, I can redirect to this particular one, to this. So naturally, it should take the traffic and it should send the traffic to the responsible servers which are free, which are available. So listener and routing. So that is the most important step here. So how should it listen? It should listen on port number 80. That part is done. Now, how should it redirect? How should it redirect routing? So I need to define this target group. I don't have any target group now. You see this one, no resources to display. Here also, even if you say anything, nothing will be there here. So you need to define the target group. Just pause this here. Click this, create a target group. It will open a new window. It will open a new window for you. Right? Leave this one as it is. It has opened a new window. We are creating a target group. So here, how do we create the target group? Is it based on instances? Do you have an IP address? Or it is an automatic serverless scripting, Lambda function, or through the load balancer? Through the load balancer, application load balancer. So I am doing based on instances because I know that there are 2 instances with me. Instances. I'm selecting instances, basic configuration. So what is the target group name? I can give target group name as maybe Anand TG, target group. I'm defining. So here, once after doing that, creating what is that target group. Okay, so I give the name as Anand TG. Anand TG. So rest all things, I think this is port number 80 only, which listen because the listener does on port number 80. The routing also can be done now in this internally in port number 80. The VPC, standard VPC, protocol is HTTP one. You can leave as it is. No need to check any, no need to change any of this protocol version. And in health checks also, health check, as I mentioned, that servers instance, whether it is working or not, we need to do the kind of health check. So this is HTTP based path. It's okay, leave it. Even in advanced also, no need to change anything. This is 5 seconds is the health check threshold. If it is unhealthy, then it will not send. 2 seconds, it will every 2 seconds, it will just keep that out. If it doesn't listen anything, 5 seconds, then it is called as timeout. So leave all the things defaults. Even in the success codes, suppose if you want to get better response, then you can reduce the values. Okay, interval is 30 seconds if you want. But it's okay even in the industry also. Success code 200 series is the success code, right? And just say next. Just say next. This creates the target group. This creates the this should create the target. So what are all the instances you want to add? What are all the instances you want to add? So you have already 2 instances running, load balancer 1 and load balancer 2. Just select both. Select both. Select both. And just say include. So here the targets are not there. Just say include as pending below. So automatically what happens is that, so these 2 will be registered now. Will do. See, I'm doing it manually. Otherwise, you have to define the load balancer. If you have auto scaling, you can define accordingly. Otherwise, you can just define this manually. I'm not going through auto scaling. That is the reason now. I want to show you the difference. So here you see both the instances are now registered. I have added both and say create a target group. It is created now. It's created now. You can see this one. Anand TG has been successfully created. You can see this one at the top. Once this is done, go back to the previous menu. Here, just refresh. Now you should see your target group, Anand TG. Should see this one. Got it, everyone? Most important, if you want, I can wait. If this is not coming, you cannot do the exercise. Once you register the target group properly, this will appear here in the previous listeners and routing. This is the most important step.
Coming, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
that's nice.
Target group means all the resources which we need to
Listener
include
and routing. Listener and routing. I mentioned here, you see this on this side, it listens and this it routes basically to all the servers.
But we have added the do server, that's why it means
It will route
the
now.
resources.
Yes, the resources. So it will now take up what availability zone, everything it will recognize and it will start route and then it will send the traffic and it will also measure the health also. Okay?
Yes.
Right. So there is another opportunity for all of you is to add a global accelerator. This is to see the performance. Anything related, but don't click this one. Don't click this one. This is chargeable. Global accelerator will increase the performance. It will increase the performance, global accelerator. Customer, if someone wants, no, I want more performance, then use this global accelerator. Okay. So it will get a static IP address so that automatically, I mean, it will be much faster. Scroll down, this is all the things which you have already defined. Scroll down and say the last step is create load balancer, orange one. Just say create. Yeah. Successfully created. View the load balancer. Yeah. You can see this, the load balancer status is provisioning. Just wait, provisioning. Let us wait at least 2 to 3 minutes it will take. It will come to available. So the load balancer is getting created and it is also trying to associate all the 2 instances into the load balancer. So once the load balancer is available, you can see the status as available. Okay, just let me know whoever has got the status as provisioning.
Got it, sir.
Okay, got it? Yeah. Satvika got it? Yes.
Is this load balancer is chargeable because we are using it personally?
No. There is no charge for load balancer. Only for the resources, the charge is applicable.
Okay.
Resources
we
means
have read
for the servers.
Previously that load balancer is also somewhat chargeable. So
Not for application load balancer. For gateway and for other load balancers, it is chargeable.
Okay, yeah.
Here, in our case, it's not.
Yes.
Because it is driven by the application and no additional resources will be there. But in gateway load balancer and VPC, that is for network load balancer, we have some resources getting created. So maybe additional router, so those things will be charged. So what about others? Got it? Provisioning?
Got it. Yes, sir. Now status changed to active.
Active also? Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So let me see whether mine also has changed to status active. So if you can just refresh whether you can see this active, not yet. So once this is active, you see this DNS name. You see this DNS name. This is your endpoint of your DNS, your load balancer. You can see I'm just copied. I'll just copy into my notepad. This is also called as endpoint. This is the URL. Again, I tell you, this is the URL. For everyone, you will get a URL. Once this is ready, just click this ELB. You should be able to get your endpoint. Yeah, in my case, it is also active. In my case, it is active. Let us understand this URL very much because in exam, you may get such type of questions. So this is your load balancer name. Anand ELB is my load balancer name. Okay, this I think your account ID, this one 24783, this is 12-bit account number 3678. I think or random number or something like that. This is your US East -1, that is your region, North Virginia. elb.amazonaws.com is the URL. So now what I do is that I just copy this particular one and paste it to the browser. It should start working. Let me see. If it is not working, let us see the security group. So security group, if port 80 is not allowed, then you need to set that. Okay. So what we need to do, we have gone through this another TG. This is the, no, not this one. This is your load balancer, right? So go to this security group. Where is that? Availability zone, security group. This is your security group. Okay. Just click that and see that port 80 is there or not. If not, just add that. Yeah. You can see inbound rules, edit inbound rules. Now it's not there. So what I do, add rule and say HTTP. And say save rules. Fantastic. Now it should function. Yeah, it is functioning now. It is functioning now. You see this one? Once I click the ELB, the endpoint, your hello world server should 1. 1 is coming. Click again, once again. You should see it is changing from server 1, server 2. The same URL, it is handling both the instances now. You should see server 1, server 2 coming across. Server 1. If you are getting through, then you will understand load balancer very clearly, very clearly. Is this exactly the same image now? See, this is your endpoint of this load balancer. So once you are clicking, refreshing, it is taking its own direction, whether to server 1 or server 2. We need not bother whether it is going to which server or not. All it identifies the health of the system, it passes on to server 1 and server 2. All you need is only your endpoint. So two advantages of endpoint here. Thing is that the instances are registered to your endpoint, I mean to your register target. So even if IP changes also, you will have only single URL. This can be mapped across. That is one big advantage which is there. Otherwise, if every time IP changes, then again your application needs to be modified. Here, nothing needs to be modified. Yeah. So just let me know if you are able to see. Just try to refresh multiple times. You should see server 1, server 2 coming from the same endpoint URL. If you have done so, you should be, you have successfully done this load balancer exercise.
Achieved.
Shashank working? Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
Right. Others also, please let me know. If there is any trouble or difficulty in understanding, please let me know.
Mine also working, sir.
Fantastic.
Got it, sir.
Okay, Satvika done. Yes.
It's working, sir.
Vamshi, Sharmila, yes. Okay.
Working,
Naveen,
sir.
Sai. Yeah, Naveen, okay. Rubina, the Chandan.
Yeah, sorry, my oh, the meeting got stuck, so I was not able to continue with the group creation, the target group creation.
Okay, just try later in case if you are facing any difficulty, let us know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I didn't hear from Chandan and Rubina.
Yes, sir.
Done?
Yes, sir.
Chandan done. Rubina done?
No, sir, I have not done anything because I have not having system today. I'm just watching and I will watch
Do
the.
it today, but do not forget to see Solutions Architect is a training where you need to do all the exercises. It
Yeah,
is
I'm
highly,
doing.
highly technical. If not now,
Because
you
of
need to
heavy
do
rain,
it.
sir, the internet is not there. That's why
No, that's
I'm.
okay. I'm not asking anything. I'm just allowing
And I'll
you
complete
to
and I'll
understand.
let you know.
Right. Please do that. Please do all
Very
your
important.
exercise. Yeah, very important. Once at least hands-on should be there. Once at least. And if you are
Yeah,
doing for multiple times, well appreciated.
we
Well
need to.
appreciated. Right. So this is about your load balancer exercise. I hope all of you understood about this load balancer. So rest of the other things you can always go through the important points which is there in what we call is in the sessions folder. Okay, please watch that. And now what you can do, I'm just closing certain things. Please do not terminate the servers, leave it as it is. So you can just remove this target group, and also you can remove the load balancer, because I don't really require the load balancer now. So how you can do this particular one, ELB, just under actions, just say delete. Yeah, load balancer has been removed, and also just to deregister your what we call as target group. Remove this target group also. Both things you need to do. So first you remove this load balancer, then you can delete this target group. Yes, I have deleted. So if you see this target group, nothing should be there. If you see this load balancer, nothing should be there. Okay. So just close this particular one. Of course, where is your EC2? EC2, leave it as it is. I want to do one more exercises. Two systems are there now. So the recordings also are there in this channel also, in this YouTube channel also it is there. You can also go through in the playlist of auto scaling and load balancer. Right. So if everything is clear, let me start with a new topic. Leave the two systems as it is. Don't delete the system. Leave that. Everyone ready for the second topic? Next topic?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Elastic file system.
Yeah, you remember. I like that. So the topic is elastic file system. Okay, just listen very carefully. The next topic, very important one, elastic file system. We also call this as EFS. So I'll open something which is called as a paintbrush. Okay. Okay. So I just to draw something for you. So I have one instance. I just color this one blue. This is one instance. All right. And this is another instance. Two Linux instances. I write it here. Server A. This is server B. Right? We have server A, we have server B. We call as instances. We call this as instances. Instance server A and server B. See, what is EFS? What is EFS? EFS stands for Elastic File System. It is also called as a network share among servers. A network share across Linux servers only. Not applicable to Windows servers. When I say Linux servers, any type of Linux servers, Ubuntu, Red Hat Linux, Amazon Linux, any type, you name it, any type is applicable. Again, I tell you, network shares. EFS means Elastic File Systems network share among Linux servers. Earlier, we learned about EBS, that is the volume. Volume, once you create, it needs to be attached to one instance only. You can attach, once it is attached to one of the instance, you cannot attach to the second instance. You cannot do that. If it is attached, it will say in use. If you want to detach, you can detach and attach to the second server, but not directly. It cannot be attached to two instances. But here, it is not like that. It is not like that. You can share among. Suppose if I say that I create an elastic file system. This is my EFS. Same, a volume, a kind of volume. I create elastic file system. As I mentioned, this is using a protocol called as NFS. Protocol is NFS. NFS means network file system. Network file system. Okay, right? And again, the most important thing is that it works only for Linux server. Again, I write here, server A is Linux, server B is also Linux. No doubt whatever is the flavor can be. No doubt whatever is the flavor can be. So this, what you can do, once you create this elastic file system, you can attach to this server. Simultaneously, you can attach to this server. So what is the biggest advantage? I'll write it here. Advantage. One, can be shared across servers. That is one big advantage. Second thing, EFS can be from 0 bytes to 8 EB. EB, you know EB? Anyone? After MB, GB.
Exabyte.
After GB, after GB,
Exabyte.
1024
No.
petabytes.
No,
Petabyte.
Tera. After GB,
Tera.
it is TB.
Petabyte.
Yeah, terabyte. After TB,
Petabyte.
it is PB. Yes. After PB, EB. So what is EB in terms of 10 power?
18 to 10 to the power 18.
104.
10 to the power of, see, 10 to the power of 9 is giga. 10 to the power of 12 is tera. 10 to the power of 15, peta. 10 to the power of 18 is EB, eta. 10 to the power of 21
18.
is 10 to the power of 21 is Gitabyte. Okay, please remember, we all should know all those things. So 10 to the power of 21 is Gitabyte, ZB. And 10 to the power of 24 is YB. Right. And you pay only for the usage. If you are not using anything, you don't pay anything. Elastic, that's why we call it elastic file system. If you are using only for 1 GB, you will pay only for that 1 GB. If you are using 100 GB, you pay for that. If you are using 100 EB, you will be using, not 100 EB, 100 PB you will be using, you will be billed only for 100 PB. 8 EB is very, very large, you see, very large. So the big advantage is that you pay only for the usage. Only for the usage, right? So big advantage can be shared across servers, right? Across servers. That is Linux. Second thing is that it can extend from 0 bytes to 8 EB. You pay only for the usage. That is the biggest advantage which is there. Only the limitation is that it works only on Linux file systems, on Linux servers. Please remember. Is this clear, everyone? And that too within the region. Within the region. It cannot one server in one region, another server in another region. No. In any availability zone is okay. Right? Is this clear?
So
Elastic file system.
Storage or flat storage?
EBS, block storage only. It can be anything which is mounted is block storage, because it is used by the servers. If it is alone, if it is not used by any of the servers, then it is called as object storage. If it is mounted, then it is block storage. Okay. So elastic file system, which can be used only for Linux servers, that is one thing, and within region. In region, please understand this one. Within region, any availability zone you can have. Is this understood? And it uses port number 2049. It uses port number 2049. So like your www service uses port number 80, SSH uses port number 22. Like that, here NFS uses port number 2049. Here also. So this one, all these thing connections happens in 2049 only. Here also we have 2049. 2049. Is this clear? Everyone? Anything which needs to be explained? Sir, your NFS works in 2049 only. NFS works in 2049.
We cannot make the change NFS port. That is by default 204.
A default. No, we see certain services we have reserved. See, can we make changes for port number 80? Can we make changes for SSH port number 22? Because already the service is written. If you want, you can. I'm not saying we cannot, but lot of changes we have to do. People will also misunderstand, hey, what is this port? A irregular port like that. So these are standard services. But there are some, organizations which they do not want to use the standard ports. They will have their own customized, but that is different. Otherwise, 99% we use only these ports. Is this clear? The screenshot is clear, understood? Yes, Rubina.
Like every storage has versioning enables or disable something.
No, so there is no versioning. No, versioning is only in object storage. We don't see in this kind of thing. If you have, you have to write your own script for versioning. But there is no versioning in block storage.
Okay.
Backup. What about backup?
Sorry?
So is there any option to backup NFS?
It is not Amazon managed. It is we have to manage. We need to do regularly backup or whatever it is. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's not only RDS is Amazon managed. Otherwise, no, this is not RDS Amazon managed. So already in this diagram, if you see, the first part is server A and server B are ready. Only thing what you need to do, just open this port number 2049. That's all in this particular two servers. And we create a new file system, that is elastic file system. Okay, right? And then we attach this one. We open the port 2049 and attach to server A and server B. That's all we need to do. So how do we do that? Just be careful. This is a Linux server. So just go to your Linux server, in your load balancer, just click your security and just enable your security group. So that is port number 2049. So edit. So we have this HTTP and SSH, leave it as it is. I don't want HTTP now, but still leave it as it is. Add rule. So what is the port which I said? NFS. You can see this IJKLMN NFS. Yeah, you see this one, NFS is there. It will immediately come to 2049 and say anywhere within IPv4. If you know specific IP, you can give. In environment, in industries, we generally restrict, not for all, only for certain subnets or certain range which we define here. But here we are learning since it's okay. NFS, please allow. Save rules.
Sir, can you just show again where we need to go? EC2 instance, right?
EC2 instance. Yes, absolutely. So here, this is the EC2 instance. I'm showing you for the second one. So just select the instance. So go to your security. See, very much needed. If you are asking how to edit the ports, then all these things, then additional, I mean, working is required. I'm just giving you a feedback.
Yeah, I understand because you said that on load balancer, but I thought we did deleted that.
No, forget about the load balancer. See, the names are given like that. That is the thing. Nothing else. Launch wizard 2 in my case. Right. So this is inbound rule. Just edit inbound rule for the both the systems and say add rule, and just say NFS and just say NFS. This is the port and say, yeah, scroll down.
Sir,
0, 0, 0.
second rule.
Sorry?
Sir, in second rule, source is different. So why it's created?
Where source? Second rule.
Sir, first and second one are same actually. Port is 80, but in source it's different.
Port 80, forget it. Don't worry about that. We don't require now port 80. That is for load balancer we have created. See this particular one, 2049.
Yes, sir. But I have doubt like why there are two actually.
It is V4 and V6, nothing more.
Okay,
this
V4.
is IPv4, this is V6, this is V4
Yes.
and this is V6. I have given V4 only now. Just to save rules. Okay, is this clear? Go back to your EC2.
Yes, sir.
Just see that both the ports are enabled now. See here. In this, I have enabled this part. The server is ready. The server B is ready. 2049 is enabled. 2049 is enabled. Now we are left with only this part. We are left with only this part. Ready, everyone? How to create elastic file system? If the servers are there within any availability zone, it's okay. It's okay. Within the region, it works. You are done, everyone? The port, yeah, the port opening in both the Linux instances.
Just give me a minute, sir. I got a in TCP. What it says, CIDR block, a security group ID for a prefix list has
00 anywhere. Just give anywhere. When I speak about networking, I'll speak all those things.
Yeah, but okay, let me save this.
0000:0. I mean /0. That is anywhere of V4.
But it didn't allow to me select that one. You may not specify the IPv4.
See whether you have given properly or not. NFS, the port is NFS, 20, the protocol is NFS, the port is 2048. Don't disturb any of the other rules which are there.
Should select for every protocol fee, we should select anywhere, right? HTTP and SSH and NFS, right?
Absolutely.
Why it is not allowed?
Yeah, everyone done? See, my suggestion is that some of you are not getting familiarity in editing the ports. So that is a very much essential topic, especially the security group. Please practice multiple times. How to add ports, how to delete ports, how to open the ports, etc. All these things. At any time for the EC2 instances. Okay, let us forward. Let us move ahead. So these are the two. See, when I show you the diagram, this part is completely over. Now we are going to create first elastic file system and open this 2049 and try to attach to server A and base server B. Let us see that. So here in services, you can click services, storage. Where is the storage? And you see EFS. You can either click in this way or just type EFS. Both ways are okay. Both ways are okay. So I click EFS. Elastic file system. You see this one? Scalable, elastic, cloud native, NFS file system. NFS file system. It provides a simple, scalable, elastic for the general purpose loads for use. Scalable means that it can go up to 8 EB, I said. 8 EB. You pay only for the usage. Standard storage is 0.3. So for our free tier, we have 30 GB. It's okay for us. So it is basically, you can read the documentation also as needed. So now create an elastic file system. Just create a
what
file
is this
system.
cloud native
Sorry?
means? What is cloud native means?
It's on cloud, right? You cannot create on site.
Okay, native means.
Yeah.
Sir, quick
Yeah.
question. Can we add NFS for root volume?
For root volume?
NFS, EFS can be root volume.
Yeah, EFS can be added for any Linux server, not for root. Root is the base, right?
It's like we already have two instances. They have root volume in EBS.
8 GB is there. On and above you can add.
Okay.
That 8 GB will be as it is.
EBS is not shared and it is shared. That is difference.
Yeah, EFS is different, EBS is different. Both of it are block file system only, but both of them has its own reservations. EBS cannot be shared, yes, as Rubina said. It can only be attached to one instance. So here I can say maybe EFS1 or something like that I can give and leave it as it is. Standard or one zone, okay, standard across your regions. Just say create, one stop. If you want, you can give name, otherwise also not required. Just say create. It is created already. It's not authorized to perform. Oh, okay, create on this specified resource. We can't create. I think EFS he has not given in our this thing.
Free tier.
Only on free tier you can do. Keep
No, no, I'm okay. In your lab, you don't allow
I'm
that.
doing on the sandbox. Sandbox is not shown. It's not authorized to perform. It's not authorized to perform.
For us, it is showing as a encrypted.
Yeah, you can see the file system created.
And available, right?
Available also. So here it's not showing. It's not showing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not showing.
But usually, sir, the limitation is with only free tier, right? Sandbox is
Sandbox, he has his own limitations. So,
okay.
yeah. See here, the sandbox is you will be restricted to following uses: Cloud9, CloudFront, Cloud Shell, CloudTrail, CloudWatch, DynamoDB, EC2, okay, IAM, KMS, Lambda, RDS, and Route 53, S3, Glacier, and notification SNS and SSM and tagging. No EFS is there. No EFS is there. That is the reason. He has given only
lab, in module 4, we have lab.
Yeah, I think there you can do that. But thing is that I already have two servers here. I already have two servers here. I need to create, otherwise nothing else. So if you are doing the lab, it will take 1 hour, right? It will be done. See, thing is that once you create that file system over there, once you create the file system, so after creating the file system, what you can do is that you can attach. You will be seeing a screen also attach. Once the file system is there, you can select the file system and say attach. So once that is attached, you can log into the server and then create some what we call as a mount point. Then you can start working. You can start working. Probably I'll just show you thing in this playlist. EFS is also there. Let me show you.
Can't we create the file system in free tier and then attach to that?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not that. It's not that. So both those things are VPCs are different. Everything is different. So
Okay.
yeah. So I'll just show you. I'll just show you because I may show you at a later stage also once again the practical thing. Just a second, I'll just show you the first part. I'll just read out whatever I'm doing here. So the first part, you can see this one, there are two Linux servers. You see this one, Linux 1, Linux 2, the first 3 minutes, which is there already created. And you can see the ports we need to open. So I'm just showing you how to open the ports. That is 2049. So can anyone hear the voice of the system?
No, sir.
No. Okay. That is again one thing which I need to go through. So this is NFS. This is the first. For both the systems, you need to do that. Yeah, that is 2049. So up to 4.5 minutes, the same thing which has been done. You see this ports has been done. You can test login also. So once you create the elastic file system, EFS, the procedure which I have done, you can see this one, like this, it will be coming. Once you create the file system, create file system, you should see this, any name which you give, encrypted with 0 bytes, you can see like this, right? So this is
Yes,
the first step. Yeah. So how you can basically now go through this particular one. This file system needs to be mounted to both the systems. That part you can see now. It's not working in Sandbox, please remember. So it can be worked only in FreeTaract. I'll demonstrate someday or the other, no problem. Just understand for now. So we need to open the port also here. In this one also, Elastic File System, you need to open this 2049 port. So that part I'm showing actually. Go to this file system, under network, see the security group. Yeah. One C, and then you can attach. So there is a script which has been created automatically once you want to attach. So this is sudo mount, the command is created. So how you can attach? Yeah, port opening means this one, this Elastic File System port opening, this 2049. Yeah, please watch. Go to network and see the security group at the last. So in this, you need to open the port 2049. Go to security groups. Yeah, this is the one in inbound rules. I'm allowing this particular one, but definitely I promise you I will show you this configuration. So now all the ports are open. Found by IP. 1C. Just observe that in whichever is the zone, you have to configure it. This is a one-time job. Once again, log in. the keys. This is only for your understanding how the file system can be shared. Script on a directory called as EFS. On a different directory, I wanted to show empty. Yeah, it has successfully mounted, and you can see the verification. You can see the verification. 8 EB is the maximum size. 8 EB. This is disk free. DF stands for disk free. So it is showing that 8 EB of file system is mounted on /mnt, and whatever you copy or whatever you write in /mnt will be a part of your elastic file system. One of the file, you can see this one. Sudo maybe any file also. I want to verify on the second system. This is server B. Copy the IP. Okay. And open another putty session. Okay. So just to go to and provide the keys. Open that. Say yes, continue. EC2 hyperuse. Same procedure. What we have done in server 1, you can use the same.
So the port opening we need to perform for both the instances, right?
Yes, absolutely. This is server A and here server B I am doing.
We need to select the same mount point which we have selected.
Yes. Same one? No. You can mount it on a different directory also.
Okay.
It is mounted now. You can verify whether the files which are created in server A is available here or not. All the files are same. That's why it is called as a shared file system. And if you create something here, it will go over there. Share the file system.
So how can we identify the file from different servers?
Sorry?
We are sharing the data or file system, but how can we identify that which server has? How can we identify the file?
Right? Administrator should know, right? Which server is being shared across.
Yeah. Server. So we know we have shared 2 servers, but if you get to know which file is shared by which server.
It's not file sharing, it is file system sharing.
File system.
File system, entire /mnt is shared here. This 8 EB, whatever you see here, you see the same thing here also. If you create a file here, it is applicable here. If you create a file here, it is applicable here. If you are mounting across multiple systems, you will see the same. It is the entire folder.
The application, what is the servers are using same application, they are doing same work, and
it can be application or it can be a storage. Here it is meant for only storage.
Okay.
It is a shared storage.
Can we mount the database or something?
Yeah, you can share it across multiple instances. You can do that, whether it is a database or a data or whatever it is. It's not application. Here it is storage. Okay, whatever you see the files and end viewer files, the same thing is applicable here. If you are modifying any file here, automatically the modification can be seen across here also. That is called as elastic file system. Okay, some of you can try.
Mounted across regions as well.
Yeah, within the region, not beyond the regions.
Beyond the region, okay.
No, not beyond the regions. Within the region. Some people do ask me, but that can be done, but it is on over internet only we can do, not without
Within the VP. Okay.
Ha.
And is there any
That is less
limitation?
secure.
Like how many servers how many mounts can we do? Like, is there
No,
any
no limitation, no limitation.
Okay.
There is no limitation. Right? So that is about EFS. Just understand that, yeah.
Can an instance be a part of like one or more NFS?
You mean to have multiple elastic file systems?
Yes, sir. For example, if one server is a part of another one EFS.
Yeah, this is EFS 1. You can create EFS 2 and mount it here. You can have EFS 3 and mount it here.
Okay, so it's possible, right?
Yeah, that is always possible. Always.
Yes.
Right? So the very idea of elastic file system is to share across multiple instances. Multiple instances. But limitation is it is applicable only for Linux servers, nothing else. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Right.
The group is not coming into the. When
Sorry?
I try to the group which we have copied from the EFS file system, right? Security group. I've tried to find out into the outbound rule. Outbound rule, right? We need to configure into the outbound rule, not inbound, because inbound itself.
Not an outbound rule. Everything is open only. Everything. See, as I mentioned in the firewall, outbound rule are always open for anyone.
Okay. So we should be do for inbound. Okay.
Inbound rules only. Always inbound rules.
Okay, always in inbound rules. Then why it is not filtering that into? I'm trying to actually find based on your.
You are using by any chance FreeTire?
Yeah.
Let me see whether you can share my this thing. I stopped my share.
Okay,
you
got
see
it,
this
got
whether
it,
you
got
can
it.
share your this thing.
Got it. Now I got it.
Now, can you share? I can show it for all.
My screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just did this part.
This one, the share will be there.
Okay. So I should go to this. I find the security group which I have done. This one already added blue. And now
click that. Scroll down, inbound rules.
Okay, inbound rules. We have this. I need to add it in inbound rules. Now add rules. NFS.
Add rule. Okay, NFS. Yeah, it is there. Yeah.
Anywhere.
Custom. All.
Not
anywhere.
custom. Anywhere.
Anywhere. Yeah. Save rules.
Yeah. Okay. So now this is also getting added. This security ID.
It is done.
And the same need to repeat for instance 2 as well, right? EC2 instance 2.
That is already done, right? Earlier.
No. For instance, I did for this instance 1. And
I think launch wizard. Yeah, you can go to EC2 and then modify accordingly.
This one
EC2
I did
dashboard.
for this one.
Yeah, instance running.
Security. Then I should go to security.
Yeah, security group.
Rules, edit bound, and
yeah, scroll down.
Right is
yeah, add rule.
Again, no.
Where is that
here.
NFS?
No,
NFS is already there.
Yeah, no. That is there. But I just through the security group. Through this security group, I need to search that, right?
It's already done, right? 414. Not here. I don't know what you are doing. Not here. Why are you doing here?
I need to
Go to EC2 dashboard.
EC2 dashboard. Okay. Understand.
Security groups. You are doing something else.
No, sir. I am going there itself.
Go to again EC2 dashboard.
No. I mean inside the security groups. EC2.
See, again I say go to security groups.
Security group inside the security group.
Again I say please go to security groups.
Again, okay.
Security groups. You're not following, you're only following your instructions. Go to EC2 dashboard. Go to EC2 dashboard. At the navigation pane.
EC2 dashboard.
Click security groups.
This one, na?
Okay, please disconnect. You do whatever you want. You are very fast before you take my instructions.
Okay, sorry, sir.
It won't work in that way. Just
Okay,
listen first. Go to EC2 dashboard in the navigation pane. If you don't understand, please ask me.
Sure.
Click that security groups.
Fine.
Don't click that instance.
Yeah, now paste it over there. In the filter security groups. Click enter. Enter. Now click that security group ID. Yeah, click that and edit inbound rules.
That is, I have already done. NFS is already added.
Then what else you want to do?
So my question is that because of we have two instances in EC2, right? If I understand, if you understand my concern, do we need to add this security group both of the instance, or it's a one-time job and it will automatically attached or the same security group with the both the instance?
Yeah, please unshare. I'll tell you once again for you. I think you missed out somewhere when I was explaining through the paintbrush.
Okay.
Yeah, just disconnect. Yeah, everyone seeing my paintbrush?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, what does this tell you? What does this tell you? Shashank, please explain.
It will share the same elastic system with the both the instance.
What did I write here?
Can be shared across.
Can be shared means already automatically will it share or can be shared? Both of them are same?
No, means
you need to share it. You need to share it.
Correct.
It's not automatically shared. How can automatically it will be shared? You have to open the ports. The line is clear. You get a script over there in the Elastic file system. You need to log into the server. You need to attach that one. I have shown the video and I explained also everything very clearly. If you are able to do, please do with that video. Otherwise, sometime or the other, I will show you the demonstration. Please do that. Okay, don't do in a hurry. If you are doing in a hurry, everything will be confusion. So I said very clearly, can be shared. If you want, you can share it to server A. If you do not want, you cannot. It's not automatic. Never any services will run automatic until unless you define. Is this clear?
Got it, sir.
Okay, right.
And one question, like if we are creating, hundreds of servers and we want to mount this Elastic file system. Log into each and every individual
I
server.
showed you the startup script, right?
Yeah.
In that, write it. Last line.
Okay, mount it and then it will automatically do all
that
this.
point which is there.
Yeah.
If you want to create a directory, you can create a directory, sudo mount. That is enough.
Okay.
It will automatically do for all and you need not do anything. When you say df-h, it will show you.
Yeah. Got it.
You got the answer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, anyone wants to ask any question, you please ask me the question. So now you fundamentally understood about what is elastic file system, I hope. Even though it is not working on Sandbox, it will work absolutely in FreeTire. Someday or the other, I'll show you. Right. So in our today's class, we successfully learned about what is that load balancer. We created a load balancer. We created instances. We tried to see that creating the target group, and then afterwards, when you get the endpoint, successfully it is verified. And then also we understood about the theoretical concept of elastic file system, the complete part. And unfortunately, in the Sandbox environment, it is not working. So it's fine. It's fine. It can be still executed on FreeTire environment. So there are some limitations in sandboxing, I tell you. But so that is the reason why I say that you always keep your FreeTire account also. You can do more exercises beyond your this particular one, Sandbox. Okay. So yes, if there are any other questions, Shashank, any question, if you want, you can ask me. Definitely practice is very, very essential. More and more practice is essential. Again, I tell you, more or less, many people are not able to understand the security groups. By this time, you should be very, very familiar. If I say that security group, no, I didn't say about Shashank. I said many people. Please don't react very fast. Your CPU is very fast. Your CPU is very fast. But my advice is that your memory should be high rather than your CPU should be fast. Right? It's okay. Accommodate more subject. Then listen and then do. That is how we should be in the practical world rather than spontaneously increasing our CPU speed. No, not required. Not required. Here we are all learning. Right? Okay, we are all learning. Anything can be learned, no problem. Sometimes I may say a little bit in a higher level, but it's okay. It's okay. Still outside when we go, we are all friends. Right? That is how we learn. That is how we learn. Otherwise, it will be very tough for us to learn. Right? I know that. I know that. Whoever sitting in the classroom needs to be successful. That's all. You have only one choice, not two choices. It needs to be successful. That is the motto for all of us. Okay. So I think that's all from me for today. Just practice all the elements. So tomorrow we will go ahead with another important, maybe we will initiate with networking. Okay. That is the most important one which is there. We will go through that. So we have completed with what we call as compute domain. Okay. EFS. No doubt I'll do some day or the other, but not immediate. Not immediate. Okay. We have done. We also did with storage. We also completed, I mean, some of the elements in your database. Okay, elements, most important elements for solutions architect, which we have done. Still more, some of the elements we will go through at a stage whenever as required. Okay, so tomorrow, very important. Next 3 days, please don't give any opportunity for coming late or taking holidays or something. Very, very important. So you will learn something good in networking, and the main core of solutions architect is networking. Okay, so that's all from me for today. Yeah, Shashank, any question?
No, sir. Just doing a housekeeping. We need to delete this all.
Yeah. Please do that. Please do that. See, I'm already in what we call as a sandbox, so that's why for me nothing to do. Even if I say something like if I say end lab, that is enough for me. For me, that is enough for me. So that is why I don't recommend. But you all know that whatever we have created, you need to complete all the things. Complete all the things, right? Even if you don't do end lab also, after 2 or 3 hours, it will go for what we call as complete destroy, the complete destroy of instructions, right? So yeah, any other questions before we sign off for today? So let us again meet tomorrow, same time, 6:30. Please be ready. Okay, we will go through with what we call as networking module. That is very, very interesting, I tell you, and you should learn about that. Thank you, everyone, and bye from me.
Thanks.
Thanks. Have a good
Yeah,
night.
thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.